So let's take a look at setting up a spreadsheet to record how much we're paying employees over one pay period. We're going to follow this guideline here that's in this slideshow here, which I have a screenshot also here that we're going to base it on. So we're going to use this as our guideline for our spreadsheet, which we are going to create in Sheets. So to get started, let's go into our waffle and go into Sheets and create a new sheet. We can call that sheet Payroll Register. And to start off with, we're going to set this up with where we want all of the information to go. We'll actually probably spend more time setting up the columns than we will setting up the calculations that we have in here. So to get started, let's take a look at where we have everything on here. And this first row here is actually combined together into three. So if in column A, we're going to have name. So I'll select all three of those cells and go up to this merge cells. I will also then choose my alignment to be center. I'm going to type in name. Now when I do that, you're going to notice that name shows up at the bottom of the three cells. To change that, I'm going to go up to format and go to align, and I'm going to choose middle. With that selected, I'll choose my paint format because I want to copy that format. Click on paint format and just drag that over here. I'll type in marital status. If I want to go to a new line, I hit Control Enter within the cell. Again, with that selected, hit my paint roller, go to the next one. Control Enter to go to the next line. And we'll just keep following that pattern as we go in here. Now when I get over to earnings, earnings spans these three cells. So I'm going to select from E2 all the way to G2. And I'll merge those together and type earnings, making sure that that is also centered. And then down below here, I will combine these two together. So we'll merge these and we'll put regular, and making sure that that is also centered. And we'll give that an alignment also in the middle. And again, I'll follow that where I click on my paint roller here and I'll change that there. This will be overtime. Same thing here, paint roller, and this will be gross. Come over to deductions. Deductions takes up 4 columns, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Merge that together and center it. And I'm going to see these two cells go together. For FICA, I have Social Security here. Let's make sure that that's centered. I'll format paint that to come over into here and type Medicare. And now these can come together, so I can actually copy this. And that'll be federal. Income tax, and let's copy that over to here. And this will be medical insurance, and then these come together here like this. Copy that format, and this is total deductions. Oopsie. Control Enter. And net pay. Now that I have all those together, I'm going to highlight all of these and give it a little different background color. So let's choose something in here. I think on the example, it's kind of like an orange. And I'm going to now go across the top and change that to be a darker orange. You can choose different colors if you want. If you want to mix it up, that's fine. And let's put in, we're going to merge that together and center. And let's type payroll register for the week ended 2/14/2021. How about that? And with that selected, let's make that bigger and change the text color to be white. And if we want, we can come over here between the 1 and the 2 and we can make that a little bit bigger. This could probably be aligned to the middle. So that's what that looks like. That's just getting us set up to type in our data. So you can put in names here. You don't have to follow what's on the sheet. You can come up, say you want to do the Disney characters. It doesn't really matter to me. Have fun playing around with the names here. And then we've got totals. I'm gonna actually go to a new line for totals, just so I can separate that across there and give that a bold. Okay, so I'm gonna put in, slid over here. Let's get rid of that. I'll hit Control X, sorry about that. And I can just format paint this and we'll be done with that. All right, good. Okay, so I can come into here. Now this would come off of my W-4 form. So this information would be something that you would look at the W-4. These people are all married. And you take a look at that. Okay, let's take a look at the hours worked. I'm going to put in the exact numbers that are there, but you can make these different. But you need to have some that are over 40 and some that are under 40, so that you have some overtime mixed in there. Let's put in their hourly wage. And for the most part, that's all we're going to need. Now, I'd like to see these to be currency, so I'll come up here and click on the $ with them selected, and a lot of the other information will be currency as well. Regular time is anything that's under 40. So for us, if I'm looking at this here and I see that that's more than 40, I'm going to just multiply my wages per hour times 40. Okay? Once I put in a calculation, I can select that calculation and go to this blue plus here, and I can drag that down and it will make that copied into these other cells. Okay, overtime will be anything over 40. So I'm going to take here, start my cell with an equals to show it's a calculation, and I will go to the number of hours of worked minus 40. Okay, and then I will take that, I'm going to put it in parentheses just to be sure. I'm going to take that times the wage. Times is the asterisk, so shift 8. Oops. Okay, so I have that times the wage. And because it's overtime, we'll do times 1.5. That should match what's on the sheet. Okay, and I can fill this down. All right, so that gives me the information for their overtime. Gross pay is going to be the sum of these two things. So I'm just going to press equals, click on my regular pay, and then plus, and click on overtime. Okay, press enter, and then copy that down. My deductions are going to be a percentage. If you go back into your classroom, you'll see that I have this link to the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, or FICA. And it will tell you in here, there's even a little video that you can watch about what FICA is, and it'll show you how much you charge in terms of percentage on that. So FICA is a federally required program for employees. You can see it's 6.2 for Social Security, and 1.45 for Medicare. There's a little more to it than that. It actually tops out after a certain amount of pay, but just for us to keep it simple, we'll just take our gross pay. So in this cell, which is H5, I'll press equals. I'll go to my gross pay, and I'll just multiply that by 6.2%. I can put that as 6.2%, or I can put it as 0.062. Either way, the computer will calculate it the same way. Copy that down, and we'll do Medicare the same way. Press equal and click on my gross pay, and this time it's times 1.45%. Federal income tax is going to be variable. For our assignment, we're just going to type that in. Okay? We would normally take the W-4 and it would look that up on a set of tables based on the information that they put in there and how much money they've made, and they would then have a calculation based on that. For us today, we're just going to type that in, and I can put in some. You're going to notice that medical insurance is the same for everybody, so I'm going to just type that in and then fill that down as well. Total deductions, I'm going to take all of my deductions and add them together. So press equals, go to Social Security, plus Medicare, plus federal income tax, plus medical medical insurance. Press enter. Okay, it tells me I have an error. I've hit plus in there too many times. All right, and we're going to drag that down. And finally, net pay is our gross pay minus all of our deductions. So start with equals, go to our gross pay, hit minus, select our total deductions, and press enter. All right, we'll select that and go all the way down. I think these should be currency as well, so I will select them and choose my currency format. With that done, let's look at the totals. We don't need to total all of these items. Let's just start with the earnings. Let's go here, and to add this up, we're actually, instead of using a formula, we will use a function. The sum function will add it up quickly. We'll start with equals because it's a calculation. Type in the function sum and press Shift 9, which is the left parenthesis. With that started, we can select our data and then press enter. We'll see that that adds up the amount that's in there. You can see that it puts the range of data from E5 to E9, and then we can simply drag that across to do the rest. We can put in some borders to make things look good. Come up here to our borders and add that, and we are looking like we have our payroll register. So good luck with that. You should be able to come in here, and after you've typed things in, if I change this number, for example, it should change all of my amounts to change. Okay, let's put that in like that, and you can see how that works. We have a little issue with the overtime. We could do something a little bit more specific with that to get it to automatically, because if I go below 40, it's going to give me a negative, and we can put in a calculation for that if we need to, but this is a good place for us to start. All right, good luck.